Welcome to 3 the R Way podcast. I am J Cash up in this mud with my man Shiggity SHERM, my man Substantial. We are here, fellas, to talk about the life of, yes, sir, the Notorious B.I.G. tonight. Today marks March 9th, the day that his life ended tragically back in 1997. How many years has it been now? 97. Y'all do the math.
Doing that math.
Y'all do the math. Yeah.
It's been umpteen years.
Right. Today marks Biggie's death, so we're here to celebrate his life. We're gonna do a quick rundown from each of us for our Biggie's favorite song, his favorite verse, and his favorite video. My list, okay, and I had to adjust mine because SHERM is a thief. He a thieving ass. Anyway, my list when it came to Biggie's songs, my favorite song he has is "Who Shot You." Okay, the beat is knocking. The verse is on point. I know it's controversial because everybody talks about was that a shot at the other rapper.
You petty shit.
I'm just saying, I don't want it to be too much, about Biggie today. So, but nonetheless, that song always gets me in that grimy feel, that mood. You know what I'm saying? Head always knocking. So that was my favorite Biggie song. As far as his verse, though, because SHERM's a thieving ass dude, I went with "Kicking the Door." The infamous lines. That, in fact, no, it wasn't the first song. It was the second song on the second album. Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns, as I crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rapadons, which we found out later was a shot at quite a few of your favorite rappers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it was greatness. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't even know. You know what I mean? But the song was too ill. You saw Biggie having fun with that joint. You saw Biggie being lyrical with it, you know what I mean? He was killing that song from top to bottom. And the intro was something that you'll never forget. If I stood in the room right now and I said the rain on the top was short, a leprechaun, somebody gonna follow that next bar. You know what I mean?
Like Ramadan.
Exactly. My favorite Biggie video was The Warning. That song that song hard, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. In the video on some Scarface stuff was even harder. You know what I mean? Who the fuck is this paging me at 5? Man, come on. That video and that song, you put them together, it was a thing of beauty, man. So those are my top 3. I got some mentionables we're not going to get into because we're going to keep this short. Next up the bat is who?
Shiggity Shizerm, and it's me. So, for my favorite song, I got Brooklyn's Finest because, like, the way that Jay and Big came through together with that,
passing it back and forth,
bruh, it is almost unmatched because I think the match is in my verse. So and I picked these two songs because of their similarity. My favorite verse is going to be off the "Keep Your Hands High," another song that he did with another artist. He did that joint with Tracy Lee. Biggie's ability to go back to back with any art, to pass the mic back and forth with artists, it's fucking crazy, man. That whole fuck that, I preach it, my 9 reaches, the prestigious, man, and the way he was like the way his flow was so choppy in that joint, like, yeah, I love the verse off that joint. And my favorite video, all of these joints are hard because in any given moment, like I rate Big with a sliding scale. This shit could change by the hour. But my favorite video, I'm gonna have to go with "Hypnotized" because that shit was so fucking cinematic. Like all of his videos were cinematic, but that joint was just like with the whole like bad boy feel that it had. Like, yeah, I love that video, especially with the scene driving backwards. That shit is fire.
Dope. Solid list, gentlemen. Solid list.
My verse, FYI, that's the verse that second verse. I got a new mouth to feed. I'm due south with keys. Y'all pick seeds out your weed. I watched Cowboys big nigga.
Please.
Woo! What do you say? Go hard like Reggie Miller, rapper slash dope dealer slash gorilla slash illest turn.
Yeah,
stop it. It's not fair. But anyway,
crazy. Right. So for my list, favorite song, definitely the What. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, dude, one of the dopest beats. Shout out to Easy Mo B. Easy Mo B has produced at least 2 songs on our list. The Warning was the other one, so that lets you know what type of caliber of producer we're talking about. Hands down, one of the greatest producers of all time, who doesn't get his flowers enough. But yeah, yo, the What? It's Biggie and Method Man at a time where Wu-Tang was like one of the hottest things in the world, if not the hottest in the world. And yo, literally, Meth's verse on the joint got hip hop quotable. But the fact of the matter is, I would argue that every bar of that joint, from the moment they start to the song ends, is a quotable, like top to bottom. You'd be hard pressed to find like a collab with Big that's so equally matched, where it's literally every bar of it's a quotable, and the feature on it had hip hop quotable. So like, yeah, it's stupid. That was the song that, like, of all the songs I heard from him off the first album, that was the one that was just like, yeah, say no more. This nigga's the truth. You know what I mean?
That's the greatest verse pass of all time, I think.
Yo,
that Don't Test Me got MET. That shit, that pass off.
D man, here I am. So,
but then when they passed that joint though, where he was like, I got more Glocks and texted you, make it hot, niggas won't even stand next to you. Oh,
you better bust me.
Come on, son.
In the head.
Yeah, Biggie was one of the best people to do a duet with, man.
But little known fact about that song, that wasn't Biggie's original verse. He went back. He said he wasn't gonna let Method.
Dog, he was rapping with Method Man.
Yeah, he heard Method
Man's been known.
Yeah, I gotta come back. So props to Method for bringing it, but also props to Biggie for stepping it up on that song.
Yeah, man. Meth, another one. Get that man his flowers, man. One of the greatest to ever do it, hands down. And definitely the best hands in rap. You know what I'm saying? Best hands in rap. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dropping stuff over here. Oh, look, I'm repping since we talk about the album. You know what I mean? Bow, bow. All right. But anyway, for my verse, Long Kiss Goodnight, man. Long Kiss Goodnight. Make your mouthpiece so beast like the Reese. When I release, you lose teeth, look little C's. Look, please, hey, dog, come on. Yo, that joint. And that's another Bad Boy Wu-Tang collab. You know what I mean? Like, every time Bad Boy and Wu-Tang got together, dog, it was magnificent. You know what I mean? You look at the remix, the Bad Boy remix of the Method Man and Mary J. Blige joint. Like, dog, they were historical moments every time those collectives got together. So definitely my favorite verse, Long Kiss Goodnight. And then video, man, sky's the limit, dog. And it's crazy because it was the first video of Biggie's that he wasn't in. But that joint literally, first time I saw it, like, had me broke up. Like, because, you know, it was not too long after his passing. Then the whole joint with the kid actors and stuff and how they cast the kids to play younger versions of everybody in the video. Yo, it was like a beautiful video. And I felt like that song could have easily been part of the direction we would have saw more from Biggie had he not been killed. Because he seemed like, considering what he was going through toward the end of his life, he seemed like he was like he was just really kind of enjoying his fame as much as he could, considering the beefs that were going on. And like, he was really trying to, you know, like, through that song, trying to show a more positive light. You know what I mean? Like, he was hopeful almost, you know?
He was happy.
Yeah, right.
He was happy.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I like the Hypnotize videos, because you saw him with the money at that point and he was living it. He was living it up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the transition that he had from Ready to Die to Life After Death was being shown in those latter videos. You know what I'm saying? And you actually saw the man smile a whole lot more. You know what I mean? And that was a beautiful thing. Like, he did a lot in his 3 years, man.
Yeah.
Right. A whole lot in his 3 years.
He changed the face of the rap game forever. Like, it went from grimy to now you could show up to your video shoot with dress shirts, slacks, and loafers on.
Yeah, and the Coogee sweaters. You know what I'm saying? Like, Big did a lot And that's why a lot of people put him on their top list of greatest MCs of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who did more in 3 years than Biggie?
Yeah, it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find it.
And he one of the only people that come up on a lot of people's top 5, top 10 lists, greatest of all time. And like, yo, he did it in a shorter time frame than anyone. You know what I mean? So,
2 albums.
Right.
Bunch of features. 2 albums and a bunch of features. And that's all you really got from him. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta throw Born Again in there too, even though he wasn't there for it. It was still, you know, well, and that joint is kind of iffy with all the reused verses, but
yeah,
you know, it's still some legit shit on there though.
I love that joint he did with Sadat X.
Yes. Come on, motherfucker, come on.
Yeah, you know
come
what I mean?
on, motherfucker, come on. God damn.
You know?
That shit feel like it feels like you in church listening to that shit. Like the way I don't know, it's just something about it. It feels gospel-y, but it's like, yeah, come on, motherfucker, ain't quite something you want to be singing in church.
Right. You know what I mean? Because the Tracy Lee version of Keep Your Hands High was taken by you, I had a couple other joints. You know the song
with the joint with because you know they reused that joint on the joint with Meth and Red.
Yeah, I know they did. You know what I mean? I still like the Tracy Lee version better. You know what I mean? It's a feel for the Tracy Lee. Plus, Tracy was mad nice on that joint.
Tracy's still nice.
Yeah.
He's a legend, another unsung legend, man.
Yeah. And he lives in the DMV these days. Shout out to Tracy.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, man. He a member of the Grammy chapter. We be seeing him around and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, Tracy boarded on that. And it just seemed authentic. And honestly, I didn't even know. I mean, because everybody knew everywhere that my crew go. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
I get down. Classic, right? But then when he got on that song with Big, and that's another point I was trying to make. Every song you heard Big on, he made everybody else like elevate. You know what I'm saying?
He elevated.
He brought it himself. When he did that joint, The Last Days with the Locks, and that verse, because that was one of my mentionables. You know what I mean? Who the want to squeeze? My desert ease make MCs freeze. You waking up in cold sweats, they just dreams. You still apologizing, analyzing my size and your size. Man, what? He kills that verse. You know what I mean? He's on that joint with heavy hitters. So yeah, man. Big
shout out to Havoc on the beat on that joint.
Yeah, that beat was sick.
Hey, so whole time, right? I was just on some silly shit earlier, and I was just thinking, right, like if Biggie was still here, like you know good and well, if Biggie was still here, he'd have went the same route Rick Ross went. We'd have had a skinny Biggie right now, man, because you know Biggie was a conscious dude. He'd have definitely started paying attention to his health. Like I wonder what a skinny Big would have looked like, man.
Yeah, I can't picture it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you know he would have. It's like, but what would we like? What would a skinny Big have looked like, man?
Yeah, you know,
and then on top of that, I was thinking like, how much like what direction could his music have gone by now? Because like the dude was already trend setting. He was already ahead of his time. Like, what would he be doing in the industry right now?
That was my next question. Like, can you picture where he would be? Not just him, because not for nothing, Biggie's death, and I hate to say it this way, but it opened the doors for some of your favorite rappers right now. You know what I mean? And that's an argument
was able to embody his whole style.
Yeah, that's an argument that a lot of people don't really want to have, because Reasonable Doubt was out. You know what I mean? When Ready to Die, after Ready to Die was out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really copping it or really fucking with it until after Biggie's death. You know what I mean? And then when Volume 1 dropped and, and The City Is Mine from Jay-Z, everybody was like, all right, we need to shift a new direction. Because that was Biggie's boy by affiliation, I think a lot of the fan work, and not to mention that the Bama did bite a lot of his lyrics, but a lot of the fam started migrating towards Jay. So Biggie's death opened the doors for a lot of other people to kind of step up and take the reins. Would they be as popular or would they be as hot right now? Who's to say? But there was a void that needed to be filled
argument.
Yeah, and see, that's another part. Like, we can take this to a whole nother argument. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, we should bring that up later. Maybe. All right. So that's all I got, man. Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Rest in peace to you. You know, one of the greatest of all time. Bless the family. Bless Tiana. Bless Christopher Jr. Bless Mrs. Wallace too. For those who watch the documentary, you got an open view of what she is and who she really is.
A real mother, man. A real mother.
Mad at him after she knew that he was.
Bro, when she hit that bastard.
Yeah, that bastard. Like, I'm mad at him because, you know, that was crack. I thought it was dried potatoes. That was wild. You know what I mean? But shout out to her for being strong. The whole Junior Mafia clique. You know what I mean? Watch the documentary for those that haven't seen it yet. Watch it. You'll get another insight about Biggie and how he was just around the block and with his crew.
And watch the documentary and then go back and listen to his albums and see how closely knit his life and his music were. Because them shits was neck and neck. Like, where other artists, it might be like, yeah, it's my life, and then I amp my shit up to make it seem better. Like, nah, Biggie was like right there.
Yeah.
Art imitating life, for real. Or life imitating art, whichever one.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, yeah, man. Well, gentlemen, yeah, I mean, I think yeah, man, like, there's so much more. We could obviously talk about this forever, but definitely, once again, rest in peace to Biggie. You know what I mean? Definitely keep it in rotation forever, you know, classic joints nonstop. And I will say this about the Nas and Jay-Z thing. I think, obviously, I mean, it's all hypothetical, but I know for a fact, at the time I was telling people to check Jay, no one was interested, and that was 'cause he had Big, you know what I mean? And like, because Big kind of filled that space already. And I think everybody would be foolish to pretend like his death didn't make way for Jay to kind of move up and become who he was. And I really feel like the classic beef had Big not passed away would have ended up being him and Nas next or whatever after the whole Pac situation, because he was already taking shots at Nas, and Nas was already like taking things from Big, like, you know what I mean? Like,
niggas, bitch, your album cover B.
Yeah, but like, it's funny, yeah, like Big was taking things, like, you know, was being accused of taking things from Nas, but then like the flip side of that is Nas saw the success that Big saw, wanted that, and that's why he kind of switched up on his second album. Like, Nas has even come out and said that. So yeah, man, but you know, again, God bless the dead, man. Rest in peace, Biggie, and we'll see y'all live Sunday, son. You know what I mean?
We'll always love Big Papa. We'll always love Big Papa.
I ain't finna join you on that song.
Right. All right, y'all.
Peace.